Hi ladies, how are you? Just sitting, I hope you don't mind the water running. It's the fountain that I'm sitting next to. So I just thought I'd drop in here to say hello and just talk to you about a couple of things that I just did in the free training that I think are really helpful for you. I mean, if you want to see the whole thing, it's 44 minutes, so I just thought I won't bore you with the whole thing, but it is pretty, I thought it was pretty amazing actually. We talked about a lot of stuff, but all relevant to being energized in your day, creating routines that give you back energy, right? And feeling better. So if you want to pop over and see that, you can. I'll post it in here as well, so you can always catch it later, either way. So a couple of things that I brought up and that I think are really important, right, is our expectations, aligning our expectations to where we're at and having some idea of surely knowing what we want, and not necessarily just high goals, right? So our achievement list can be like a to-do list, but it's also got to have what you desire on there, how you want to feel, right? So when you're making your to-do list each day, make sure you consider how you want to feel that day, right? Not just I want to get this done and that done and I should be doing this and I should be doing that. We've got to align our expectations to get rid of the word should. So we are no longer expecting things that really aren't making us feel good. And who said we should? Where's that coming from? Who said we should do this or we should do that? Who says that, right? So you've got to be aware of the shoulds, and I totally don't use that word at all, right? So I want you to take that out of your vocabulary, because the problem with should is that we align it, we actually think it's how we should be showing up or how we should be acting or how we should be, or we should be there at that level by now. That should thing is just an expectation that causes anxiety. It causes us to think we're not good enough. It causes us to feel like we're failing. So I think that's a really important thing to ditch, right? So trying to take the pressure off and work within your flow. So over a day, and I talked about this in the training too, if you're an early morning person and you're a high achiever in the mornings, then plan for getting most of the work done that you need to do during the day, and be aware that there'll be a lull maybe in the afternoon, and prepare for that and plan for that. So rather than keep pushing through, have a look how your body works, how it flows, right? And see if that can be, if you can align your expectations to that and to your energy and to what you really want to be doing, not necessarily what you think you should be doing, right? So that's really important. The other shift that I think is really important to mention, so I'm kind of cutting through all the fluff of the 44 minutes and giving it to you as it is. The other thing that was really important that I thought was to get out of your head, you need to get into your body, right? So that means reconnecting with how something feels, reconnecting with how you're feeling, how you want to feel, getting back into, because our head can be messy. It can be draining, right? So we're trying to give ourselves energy. That means you're going to have to, I might move away from the fountain if it's annoying you. That means you're going to have to put a bit more effort into how you want to feel. And if that means that you need to improve your health by going for a walk, or your sanity, or by having some space and some calm in your day, I want you to plan the calm in your day. Plan the space. Give yourself the time that you need to feel better, right? So that's really important, because otherwise you're just ignoring how you feel, and you're getting things done at the detriment of your health, and the detriment of your energy, and then you're just ending up fatigued and you can't be bothered doing anything in the end, or you're cranky, or you're not eating, or you're not sleeping. So it's really not worth it to do that to yourself. Yeah, that's probably really one of the biggest things too, is it's not worth running, everything else is going great, but your life, or so your health is sucking, right? You really need to lift the energy to the achievement that you want and to the goal that you want. So when I work with ladies, if you've done a coaching call with me before, is you'll know that we plan to raise your energy to meet where you want to be, but we also reassess where you want to be. And it's not just a heady goal that you came up with because you think you should be doing it. It's because you really want to do that, and you want to feel that way, and you want to aim for that, right? So we don't try and climb mountains with no energy, right? We align your energy and we build it to get to there. We don't expect that goal to lift you there. Does that make sense? So we're not coming up with things and then of course we're feeling like a failure because we expected that goal was enough, because logically you want that, right? That goal is enough to get you there, but it's not. You need a plan in place, you need steps, you need habits, you need some things, and you also need to change your expectations and your perceptions of yourself, right? So I didn't go into perceptions today. That's a really big training in itself. But I did talk about, what else did I talk about that was really interesting and I thought you might be happy with? Okay, so having a buffer in the morning and at night. So a buffer is when you get up in the morning, you've got some time before anybody wants something and before anybody, before you look at Facebook and then you get sucked into everyone's dramas or whatever. Or at night time, you've got some peace and quiet and calmness to get to sleep. So you're not thinking about anything, right? Because obviously we're still scrolling at 11 o'clock at night on our phones and our minds are wherever we're scrolling. We're not calm and we're not thinking about how we're going to go to sleep in a peaceful manner, right? So we need that buffer morning and night to create that space and that calm, to plan your day, to reset for your day, to reconnect everything so that you're working in a way that you feel happy with, right? Talked about, I'm just having a look here, what else did we talk about? We talked about planning, so we definitely need to plan. You definitely need to plan your meals. We need to plan what you're going to eat. We need to plan your snacks. We need to plan how you're going to feel, right? So we need to do that. Plan your movement in your day as well, and your calmness. So movement and calm have to be part of that to-do list, right? They have to be in that somehow. What else we talked about? Have a look at the whole training if you like. I'll post it in here and you can have a look at it in your own time. But I think, because the whole point of that live and that training was about trying to find ways to create energy in your day, but to give you back control. So take the overwhelm away. And so you feel control, you feel calm, you feel energized, and you get more done. You get more productivity done if you've done that, right? If you're working with the flow of your body, you're more productive, right? So because you know that you're going to be needing a bit of a timeout later in the day because you're an early riser, or maybe you're not, and you actually fire up later in the day. So you give yourself that buffer to get yourself organized. So taking time out of your day, so walking, going for a rest, reading a book, making a cuppa, sitting in the sunshine, whatever, that calm, that taking the time out of your day that we're talking about, planning the calm, that will reduce the overwhelm, that will reduce the foggy mind, that will give you back your clarity, it will give you back your feeling of control. So it's not just for the sake of it, it's really important, right? It gives you that space that you need to feel better, yeah? So you can tackle the world after that. So that's really important. Talked about mini habits as well. So breaking down the big habit into little tiny habits, that will get you there. So if you're trying to drink a litre of water a day, it might be that you need to have a glass an hour to do that. Do you know what I mean? Rather than trying to, oops, oh, I did something silly on the phone then, sorry. Rather than trying to force yourself to drink that litre of water and then feeling like you didn't, because again, your expectations aren't aligned with how you work. So there's a few ways you can drink more water during the day, yeah? So we can make that on the hour, we can give it to you so that when you first wake up, you have one big glass then, and then you have every meal time. So there's other ways of doing it if you're struggling with, that's just an example. What we want to break it down, same with the exercise. If you're not getting, your 30 minutes in a day, then let's break it into 10-minute blocks or something like that. So it's coming down with ways to make it so easy and simple that you can't lose, right? That you get quick wins and you get action happening, yeah? So it is all about mindset, always, as I teach, as you're probably already aware. That's what I teach, and that's how we change things, right? We change it from our thoughts, but energy is from the inside, right? So we need to change and shift energy and be aware of your patterns, because you'll have a pattern every day, and it might be different, but you'll also have a monthly pattern. So I was talking about that in the training too, that like at the start of every month I have no energy. nothing. I have headaches. I just want to sleep. That's all my body wants to do, right? So if you're pushing against that, I'm probably not going to get much done, yeah? So being aware that your cycle will give you a pattern as well, that you'll have times when you actually just need to rest, and that's okay, right? Don't push beyond your pattern, if you like. Just try and recognize that. And work in flow, right? Flow and ease, not forcing everything, because forcing doesn't work. Not very long anyway. All right, I'm going to go. So have a look at the whole training if you like, but that was a snippet. I just gave you a little snippet of what we talked about today. And if you've got any questions, let me know. I hope your energy is going okay today, and you can talk to me, message if you need to chat about that, about how your day's going, about your planning. Yeah, and the buffer thing, it's so that you can be productive, but you also can be proactive. So you're not waking up, and if you've, I've also talked about this before, if you've heard me speak before about when the kids were little, it's just so reactive that, you would get up with dread because you didn't know what you were facing. And even like to 5 years ago, I still felt like that. I felt like that because I was dealing with some pretty anxious kids at the time, and they were quite unwell. And I've always had those issues with the kids in some way, shape or form. So I wasn't reactive. I wasn't dreaming about what I was going to do that day, or dreaming about what I was going to eat, or, I didn't have that passion and joy. So passion and joy has to be part of your day. That's another important thing we talked about. But to be proactive, so you're not just, that's the problem with Facebook and that. It's very reactive. You're drawn into people's dramas immediately before you're even ready to face the day. Don't do that. Protect your energy, value it. Value your time, value your energy, right? That's really important. It's your energy, it's your space. Value it, protect it, and look after it. And that's how you grow your energy, right? It's not from, getting super fit and all that, and that will help on the outside. But if you're not doing enough joyful, passionate things that give you back energy, whether it be your pets, whether it be hugs with your kids, whether it be, nature, whatever it is that gives you back your energy, that's what you need to look at. What joy and what are you missing right now? What else can we add in that's going to give you back your joy and your passions, and your energy from the inside, right? That's what's important, from the inside. Anyway, I hope that all makes sense, and I hope you're going well, and I shall talk to you soon. Okay, let me know how you're going. Bye.